The 2025 Breeders' Cup Classic looks to be one for the ages. Will the youth movement prevail, or will the older horses prove they still have what it takes to get the job done? We're going to line them up and find out. Hello, welcome back to Billy Ho Sports, continuing our updates on the Breeders' Cup events. We haven't updated the Classic in about a month. We did a top 10 list then. We're going to review the contenders once over and redo that top 10 list and make some changes. So you're going to want to stick around for the big reveal after that. We're not going to go in any order of preference. We're just going to start off with Fierceness. And Fierceness, just such a special horse. Can certainly toss in a clunker in his past, but he hasn't really done that in a long time, other than the fifth place in Whitney, where he just kind of faded away. He's been pretty damn consistent, especially in 2025. So I did pick him to win the Pacific Classic. He delivered the goods there in the oddest way. He kind of had that weird spin out coming out of the gate, but he got her done, recovered, went to outrun journalism without much issues. Definitely the right kind of horse for Del Mar. People forget, going all the way back to his 2-year-old season, he was the 2-year-old champion at Santa Anita, so he likes that California vibes. But he does have the goods for the distance at Del Mar. He's going to need to temper his early splits. It was a little too hot last year, and he just couldn't quite shake off Sierra Leone. But he is a serious threat when he gets out there, so he's one to keep an eye on. And also, don't forget about this. We have fun subscriber contests coming up for the Breeders' Cup. I'm making a list of all the great subscribers that comment and hitting that like button, helping support the channel. So when you leave a comment and you're a subscriber, you get an entry, a single entry into Split the Pot draw, which I usually award a bet on your behalf, and we split the proceeds if we win. So keep that in mind. We might do multiples. We might do tens and 20s and maybe more. Who knows? So let's get on with it. I want to get to the king of the 3-year-old division, Sovereignty. Obviously, he ripped up New York, and just like King Kong, and impressive Travers win by margin. A little bit lesser field. We split up the two top 3-year-olds in journalism and Sovereignty, but I still think Sovereignty is just looking so good. Sierra Leone actually got the proper pace set up to win this thing last year, so I don't think the Sovereignty even needs any kind of meltdown. I think he just, as long as he's got a pace to chase, because he's really fast out of the gate if you watch him, and especially in the last race, the Travers, where he was, they weren't going all super fast, but he just broke out of the gate and was right with the pack. He wasn't but 2 or 3 lengths off the lead the whole way, so he can run up close, and we'll discuss that more. So stick around on that. And he's just so physically amazing. He's probably my ride or die horse now. I'm just probably going to ride with him through the Breeders' Cup Classic and on. But he used to beat up on little brother journalism, so we'll talk about him next. I give journalism some credit. He stepped up versus older horses, ran second in that race, but really the only threat was Fierceness, and he couldn't beat him. He couldn't run him down the stretch, and actually gained a little bit, but didn't really move the needle much at all. Much in the same fashion, he won the Haskell, Preakness, and others. He tried that move, and like I said, he couldn't get there. But I feel like he might. I don't know if he'll go double digits or not. I feel like the odds are going to be over 6-1 at least. I think he's like the 5th choice or so on the board. He's going to get California love, so he will get bet down a little bit. But when you got horses like Sovereignty, Sierra Leone, even Forever Young, Murderer's Row of horses that come from off the pace, and he's probably last on that list that I just named. So we're going to talk about Baeza next. Baeza did his thing quite well in the Pennsylvania Derby, earned a sizable speed figure. He moved similarly to his rivals like Journalism and Sovereignty around the turn, and he was on the leaders at the top of the stretch. Nothing if not consistent, but he is ranked 3 third in the 3-year-old horse division. So that puts him down the list past Sierra Leone, Fierceness, and others. But I did say in a previous video that if he made a good effort in the Pennsylvania Derby, he's going to land in the top 10 because if you recall, he did not make the previous top 10. So up next, we're just going to go on through some more 3-year-olds. Gosker entered the Pennsylvania Derby running quite well, back-to-back seconds. Almost had the win in the Preakness, obviously. Second choice behind Baeza. But the outer post wasn't ideal. He stumbled pretty bad. He stumbled and then kind of stumbled again. He kind of double stumbled coming out of the gate, which led him to be caught 5 wide in the first turn and noticeably exhausted when they hit the stretch drive. So I think he's probably becoming more of a toss than a use, regardless of that excuse. So now let's get into some big boys. Sierra Leone, obviously your defending champion, back for another go at it. He is doing his swan song. The connections have decided that this is going to be his last race and he will take on stud duties in 2026. So I do give him a pass on the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He's obviously directly impacted by the chain reaction that forced Irad off the horse. He mounted a good rally, fell a little short, but really good effort nonetheless. And just how Chad Brown sings his praises, and and he admittedly says he's the best horse I've ever had, and that's high praise, really. So must use in exotics. Obviously, he's never been off the board in any career start. I believe 13 for 13 in the money. So you better have him on your player pool, so to speak. Mindframe. This is the other Rapoli. Shout out Mike Rapoli for bringing a UFL team to Louisville, the Louisville Kings. That's pretty neat. Rapoli and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and all those guys. I think they're going to start out with like 5 teams and then maybe even expand on from there. But just a completely awesome stadium it's a soccer stadium. I can't remember the name of it, but it is a 15,000 seat stadium that is absolutely beautiful. And it's really going to be, I think if Louisville brings their game like we're known to do, I think we're going to make them one of the best teams in the UFL. So that's going to be really fun thing to have around town in the springtime. Coming with Kentucky Derby, it's going to be wild. So, named after the Sport of Kings, it's got a horse as the logo. So, all that kind of good stuff. But enough of that. We're going to talk mind frame. Big win. Big win earlier this year with the Churchill Downs Stakes. He had a chance to go coast to coast in the Jockey Club. He was going to do that, but unfortunately, things were going to be in his way. Poor Mike Rapoli with his bad luck. He does have some hard luck horses. But, like I said, going back to that Churchill Downs Stakes, anytime you beat Bookham Dano at his own game, you're doing something special. Stephen Foster, he took it to Sierra Leone. I don't know that Sierra Leone had any excuses that day. Mystic Dan, who bounced back with big wins. He beat Hit Show, First Mission. So he missing that prep, 4 months off between races. Maybe he's going to make him a fresher horse. Who knows? But Mindframe squarely in your top 10. We'll see where he ranks shortly, so stick around. Now, Antiquarian breaking out of post 8. He avoided that mess in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Aside of that, he still ran a very quality race. He deserved the win. He powered down the stretch and got it done. Validation after a really close call in the Suburban when he couldn't get to Phileas Fogg. So connections liken him to Vino Rosso, which was a horse that Pletcher won with Rapoli Stables back in 2019. So that is pretty awesome for Antiquarian. He'll need to prove he can go 10 furlongs, obviously. In the 2024 Belmont, he wasn't really close. But he's a legit contender, offers some value. Johnny V is going to pick up the mount on Fierceness, obviously, so we don't know who's going to ride Antiquarian. So be on the lookout for that. Just worth a mention on Nisos. I believe he's going to go to the Dirt Mile. In my opinion, the scratch out of the Pacific Classic was enough to convince me that Baffert doesn't think he's going to go 10. Just like that, he might just say, screw it, go for it. I don't know, but I think he's just in over his head in that group of horses anyway. So look out for him in the dirt mile. Now, Forever Young. Ah, such a great horse. And it's a shame that America has been cheated out of watching him race for the last 2 years. He's making just his third career start in the United States this year in the Classic. Obviously, the two Classics and the Kentucky Derby, the year he ran it, is it. But I just really wish that Japan would take him, for example, if he races another year, that they could just send him here for one of the undercard races on Derby Day. The fans will know him. The Japanese connections are so fan friendly. They parade him around and let the people watch and take pictures and all that stuff. Would be great for the Kentucky Derby. Then you stable him here and you leave him to train in the States. You hit him up for a summer prep, and then you go back for one more try in the Classic. Now I get it. You stay in Japan, you make a lot of money. He's got $11 million in career earnings. So it pays to race in Japan. And that prep in the Nippon TV hype, he dominated lesser horses, but he looked dialed in. He looked really in control. Jockey, I forgot how you pronounce it, but it's Ryusei Sakai. He didn't really need to go. If you ever watched him ride that horse, when he really gets after him and does that big rocking horse, that's when he's trying to get him going down the stretch, and he hardly even got that boat rocking to get Forever Young clear of the field. So stick around where to find out where Japan's best ranks on our list. Now, Highland Falls, another one from Brad Cox Barn, just continues to prove he can handle this level of competition. A versatile front runner with lots of stamina, but he can sit off the lead if he has to. He breaks alertly, he tracks pace, he sustains stamina, all that kind of good stuff. He squared off versus Sierra Leone in the Whitney, but he only gave away in the last 50 yards. That was 2024 edition. 2024, obviously, he won the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He really had just as bad or worse than well, not worse than Mindframe, obviously, because he didn't lose the jockey, but he really had to check up hard breaking out of the two post when that whole thing happened in this year's Jockey Club. So that cost him 5 lengths at least out of the gate. Like I said, he's normally breaks alertly. So he nonetheless came hard down the stretch and got that third place. So maybe not a BC Classic winner, but I think somewhere down the road, he's going to win some grade one races in the right spot. Now, Hit Show, when the spot's right, obviously takes advantage. Brad Cox very good at putting him in the right spot. He's racked up graded stakes wins versus a little bit lesser competition. Cook Creek, Skinner, Extra Anejo, things of that nature. He did beat Forever Young in the Saudi Cup at 40-1. He faced classic caliber horses in the Stephen Foster and the Lucas Classic. Didn't fare so well. So I'm not really looking at him as a big time. He's going to be well into the 20s. He could be over 20-1 if he goes. Another one that would be a super long shot, Disarm. He's a good grade one placement horse, but mostly just off the board, like fourth place, third. He really ran a good one this year. And what was it? I think it was the Whitney. And looked promising as he closed very well. But he does kind of feel like a bad fit. He's just not fast enough, I don't think. So I don't think that he's going to fare very well if he goes. Now, let's wrap up the show with a breakdown of the new top 10 list, the latest and greatest. And it's going to be similar, but there are a few tweaks. So number 10, we're going to bring in Locked. I didn't mention Locked in this video because I thought that he might be going to others, but now I'm hearing he might be going to the Classic. I thought maybe he'll go to the Dirt Mile or something like that. But if he does go in the Classic, I still think he's good. I mean, I know he beat two rivals in that sorry race, but and we don't know which horse we'll get. But if it's the good one, he's high. He's just a top 10 horse, and it's not like 10 out of 14 is all that great. So we're going to bring Baeza in at number 9 for his work in the Pennsylvania Derby. Impressive enough to land him in the top 10. Coming in at number 8, Highland Falls, I still think is running very well. Like I said, he had a strong outing in the Whitney, continues to compete versus the best. Number 7, we're going to clock in Journalism, drop him a couple of spots. Well, I don't know if he dropped much at all, but the 3-year-old races, obviously, he's been nothing short of amazing. And you can make the case he's better than an Antiquarian, but not in my opinion. So that is where we bring in Antiquarian at number 6. Moving up the list, like I said, I really thought his Jockey Club Gold Cup was an important win, even after that controversial start. Now, the big jumper is Forever Young. I didn't rank him very high. I kind of poo-pooed him not racing in the States and whatnot, but I did watch that recent prep of his, and like I said, he showed a powerful late kick, and that was enough for me to move him up. He's still as every bit as a good a horse as he was, running solid last year in the Classic, and of course, almost pulling it off in the Kentucky Derby. So that brings us to number 4, Mindframe, and Mindframe coming in fresh. But what's he done wrong other than win or place in every single start except the DNF? So he's ranked number 4. Then we're going to put in Fierceness at number 3. Dropped him just a little bit. But if he's more mature, like I said, maybe a little fitter coming in, because he really showed me a lot in that 1.25 mile race that he handled in the Pacific Classic. So if he can handle the pressure out front and temper his speed just a little bit, maybe if he could just catch a breath around that final turn, he's going to go all the way. So he's a horse that's very dangerous. 2 wins in a second in 3 California starts. So that brings us to number 2, Sierra Leone, the defending champion, more than capable of repeating, and I think he might be stronger than he was last year. That brings us to numero uno, and that is Sovereignty, the king himself, and beginning to become more and more comfortable with him going against older horses. I think he looks the part. I think he's just a big, strong, just he looks older than 3 when I watch him race. He's just mature and he's just so good. So I'm excited to see what his future holds. And that's going to do it for the Breeders' Cup Top 10 preview update show. Tune in for weekly racing content. Check out the playlist because it's building. We've got most of all the Saturday races covered for an update wise. We're going to get into some of the Friday night future stars, other stuff like that. Obviously, the split the pot draws, we're going to start doing them in the next week or two for Breeders' Cup Classic betting and things of that nature. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. A, B, hitting that like button, and C, leaving that comment. Get your name in the draw. Tell me what you think about the top 10 list. Make a case. And we'll see you soon.